I wanted to make this video to kind of show you the possibilities of what you can achieve from when you have these three components and pillars of self-improvement locked in. The three main pillars is going to be your environment, your mindset, and your habits. On a day-to-day basis, these are what's going to transform your life from 0 to 100. And to give you some reference and to give you guys some clarity on my background, if you guys are new to the channel by any chance and haven't watched my previous videos, I was a broke college student just getting by. I landed a job in investment banking, decided that it wasn't my passion, and I was depressed, utterly miserable, and did not enjoy it at all. So I decided to make a change for myself and take a leap of faith, take a risk that was a very large risk, potentially disappointing my entire family that they worked so hard for. My father, my mother, both come from immigrant backgrounds, and they just worked so hard to put me in the position, and it felt like I disappointed them by taking this risk. But at the end of the day, it's your life, and you have to live for yourself. And when I was working in Wall Street, working at an investment bank, I was working for other people, like meaning that I wasn't really living for myself. I was living for my parents' goals because they would be proud of me, because they would brag to their friends about me, but I had to live with that for the rest of my life. And yeah, it's great. Everyone wants to have their parents' approval and have their parents be proud of them, but you also want to be happy and have peace of mind and be content with your life as well. So I had to make the change, and I took the risk. I went to the tattoo shop, got a hand tattoo, and said, "Fuck it, I'm burning the boats, and I'm never turning back." And I didn't even know I was going to be a fitness coach at this point in time. I just knew that I was going to figure it out and that I wasn't going to go the finance route anymore. So that was a funny thing how it all ended up working out anyways, right? But then I got a job at a shitty ass gym called UFit. If UFit's watching this, fuck you, UFit. You sucked anyways. It was paying me minimum wage. Barely had enough money to eat. Like I couldn't afford rent on my own. I was literally, you guys, it's on my YouTube. I was literally living with Ish's parents. Like one of my best friends, I was living at home with him and his parents. No car, no money to my name because I spent it all on the trip to Japan and my hand tattoo. I know it's a dumb financial decision. And if you guys go further back enough, I started a business last year, an e-commerce business, and it failed miserably, and it landed me $10,000 into debt. So we made a lot of mistakes. I was in the hole, man. I was in the hole, working a minimum wage job that I did not fuck with either. But so I went from high finance, the prodigy, the graduate, the college, soon to be college graduate that has a full-time offer locked in, to some kid that went to go get a hand tattoo, that started a business that failed, that's $10,000 in credit card debt, that's now working a minimum wage job at a UFit. So you have to be willing to do that, to undergo the disappointment from the people you love the most. And I think that for me, that was the hardest part, but you have to see it through mentally, and you have to not give up on yourself. And I knew for sure that it was going to work itself out. And I went through a breakup. You guys watch my YouTube videos, watch the previous. I was going through a hard time in my life, but you learn, and when you could only grow by going through those tough times and really being like down, and like you could use it as fuel, or you cannot do anything about it and lie in your bed all day and rot. But I decided to turn that pain into purpose and make a change for myself. And I failed, and I kept failing forward for myself. And it wasn't until my second failure that I discovered that, all right, I'm gonna start this online fitness coaching, because it just made sense to me. I was already a personal trainer. I had a certificate. Not saying you need one to start, but I was just so insecure. I felt like I couldn't do it. I had a decent physique. I was posting online, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna launch it, whatever. Only had like 2,000 followers at the time. Like I didn't even have like that many followers. And but I've been working out for 8 years now. Over 8 years now. And I'm 22. I've been working out since I was 14. So I'm about to turn 23 in August. And like people like undermine like the level of expertise someone may have. And the truth is, if you have more than a few years of experience doing one thing and really proficient at it, like that's good. You're proficient. Like you're literally an expert in that field. So I don't know why, for some reason I just felt underqualified, but I said fuck it. I started it anyways, right? And I trained my friends for free. Had some testimonials from that, and next thing you know, I landed my first client, signed my first client for $1,000, and I was able to say whoa. And I was like, I took a second and I was like, whoa, this doesn't seem real. Like it doesn't seem real. Like I'm not understanding how this is happening. And it just like all of a sudden everything clicked to me. Like, what am I doing? Like, why am I putting all my time and energy into working a dead end job that's paying me minimum wage when I could just help people online and I made $1,000 in 30 minutes versus making $1,000 in 1 month? Because that's how much it took me to make $1,000 working as a personal trainer at a gym. It's $1,000 in 1 month. I made that in 30 minutes. So it just didn't. As soon as that happened, I quit my job the next day and ended up making 10K my first month of coaching. So, like, guys, I only had 2,000, 3,000 followers starting off. Like, anything is possible. You have to be serious. You have to be serious about what you want out of life. And that's why I wanted to make this video, kind of give you guys a little bit of background as to how we got to where we are today. But the three most important pillars of your self-improvement journey into transforming your life into the one you want to live forever, and hopefully, penthouse views in downtown Miami. The first thing is going to be environment. The first key pillar for you to level up your life is going to be your environment. When I was in college, my environment was surrounded by college kids, as you can imagine, just kids that want to party, fraternity bros, sorority girls. And I did have a good time, but after a while, you kind of gets repetitive and like the partying and and a lot of the kids in college, they're not really focused on the next chapter of their life. They're kind of just living in the moment and just partying and enjoying, their peak, as what they would like to call it. And I didn't want that to be my peak. And a lot of guys didn't understand what they wanted to do after college. And that's the worst end of the spectrum, right? Now, the best end of the spectrum would be the guys that I hung around with more, like the finance guys, because I was trying to do investment banking. And, I hung around those guys who were hella ambitious. These guys are killers, man. Smartest guys I know. But they're heading into a path that I realized soon enough once I worked in an intern there that I just couldn't pursue, man. It wasn't for me. So it's like I wasn't in the environment that best suited me and my goals and my aspirations and what I wanted to do with my life. My best recommendation for you is, if you know what you want to do, what environment would be the most beneficial for you to get to where you want to be, right? And that's why we moved out of we left my hometown, and we left Orlando to go to Miami just for better opportunities. We actually left from Orlando to South Florida, but I knew deep down that I wanted to go to Miami. So now we're here. Now we're here in Miami, and this is, for those that don't know, this is the spot to be for opportunities, and it's like the mecca for content and coaching and everything like that. It's just a lot of opportunities out here. So you have to put yourself in an environment that's going to suit you the best, and not only environment meaning city, state, country, but the people you surround yourself is also your environment as well. So when I was in, college, I had smart people that I hung with, but the environment wasn't well suited for my goals and aspirations. So now I'm here in Miami, and I'm surrounding myself with like-minded individuals that are doing the same thing as me. You understand? And then next is going to be your daily habits. Your habits are going to shape your life, your entire life. You are a product of what you do every single day. So if you're going to the gym every single day, guess what? You're going to be in shape. If you're going to Denny's, ordering bullshit, pancakes, fucking donuts, ice cream, eating like shit, not taking care of your diet, not tracking your calories, then guess what? You're going to look like shit. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's just how the world works. Whatever you put in is what you get out. My habits is what shaped me to where I'm at today. Like, if you guys go back in the old videos, I was waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning last year, working on this ecom business every single day, putting in the work, putting in the work, putting in the work. And I failed, and I kept failing. But I kept failing forward, guys, because in reality, just because I was failing by, society's metrics doesn't mean that I was failing in the long term for my personal development, because those critical steps that I had to take, because you have to fail in order to succeed. Those steps is what brought me here today. If I didn't do that, start that business and fail miserably on my ass and get into $10,000 of credit card debt, then I wouldn't be standing here where I am today. And the habits is what allowed me to be here on top of that too. That daily habits of controlling my diet, locking in on the business, waking up at 4 in the morning, still going to school, still getting my degree. Like these habits of discipline and time management, they will carry on. And then it starts to be positive habits. You start to have positive habits. And once you start building positive habits over time, that's going to compound into great things, guys. And all it takes is one day to make that change, guys. And the easiest way, I know it sounds redundant, but the easiest way you can make changes, man, is starting with your body. Starting with your body, guys. If your body game isn't on point, start there. Start with your fitness and health. Once you get that into check, everything else will fall into place, because you'll develop the confidence and the discipline to bring that into other areas of your life. So that's what I recommend for everybody starting off. Don't just skip ahead to the business. Start with yourself. What can you do to improve your fitness and health right now? It's not everything. I'm not saying you have to live in the gym. I don't preach that. But getting in shape, getting healthier, eating the whole foods, things that aren't fucking up your head, your brain, your mental clarity, being clear about your goals, writing it down, guys. I wrote all of my goals down, and I achieved every single one, besides a few. But those are more long-term goals. But you want to break these goals down long-term, and you want to have short-term goals in order to execute them, right? So like, if it's a 5-year goal, you want to execute that, and how can I break it down year by year? And then you go from there, break it down month by month, day by day. What can I do today to help me get to my goal? 1%. 1%. If you want to get in shape, what can you do today? Guess what? Go to the gym, eat good. Boom, track your calories. That's it. Want to start a business? Guess what? Start the business. Don't procrastinate around it. Don't pussyfoot around it. Just start it. Take action, because you're going to fail. It's never going to be perfect. The video will never be perfect. The business will never be perfect. You will never be perfect. But you won't get better if you don't try. And implementing habits, and then revising those habits if you need to. But just building on top of that will compound over time, and you'll hit way over your goals, and you'll be way over than what you expected. All right. And now lastly, guys, I'm going to go with the mindset, because I saved the best for last, because the most important thing, none of this matters. Anything that I just said right now does not matter if your mind isn't locked in. Yeah. If you don't believe in yourself, it's not happening. None of this is happening. Forget the views, forget the penthouse, forget, the 6-pack, the girls, the money, forget everything, the freedom. Just forget it all. Because if you don't believe in yourself, guys, no one will. You think my parents believed that I was gonna be a successful online fitness coach, make $10,000 my first month, and move to Miami on my own? No, they didn't. And to be honest, how, what have you done to prove otherwise? You've never done it before, so that's not them hating on you or being doubtful, but honestly, you haven't shown them, you haven't done it. So the only person you have to convince is yourself. I'm not saying fake it till you make it, but you do have to be a little delusional. You have to be a little delusional, man, in order to believe in yourself and have a little bit of arrogance to you. That's just how it works. Don't ask me how. That's how I got here. I just knew that this was gonna work for me, and that everything was in my favor. And if you frame your mindset into thinking that everything's in your favor, I'm not, the manifesting shit, it sounds crazy, but if you truly believe that you are in control of your life and your destiny and that everything's within your reach, as long as you pursue the efforts and you do the daily habits and you stay on task and you execute, that you will achieve it and you will become victorious and those goals will be accomplished. If you truly believe that, if you put in the work that you will, obtain this goal, it will happen. The universe, God will bring it to you and make it happen for you. And you have to really understand this part, guys, because this is the meat. This is the meat and potatoes. Everything I gave you is cool, but if you don't believe that you can achieve it, it will not happen. You really have to believe, and it's hard. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. It's hard to break out of this negative mentality that majority of the population has, unfortunately. But if you are able to break free from that, I promise you, the momentum you will carry for the rest of your life will be extraordinary. You will be able to bring this with you into every aspect of your life. And it's called having an abundance mindset, guys. An abundance mindset. And you can't just live in delusion either. You can't just expect things to come for you that you're not working towards. So that's why I kind of included this with habits, right? So what you're doing day to day, are you completing? Are you executing? Are you doing what needs to be done in order to obtain these goals? Because you could have all the belief in the world, but they coincide, like they go hand in hand. But the hardest part is just starting. If you really want to do it and you really want to start that business, start that online venture, the only thing that's holding you back is yourself. I mean, we have our iPhones as accesses. We have our iPhones right here. We have ChatGPT. We have everything that we need in order to start, but we psych ourselves out into thinking that we need something, some extravagant thing or some sort of object or like a degree or a certification telling us that we need it. But the truth is, man, there's people out here 18, 19 driving Lamborghinis on yachts, looking at boats and it's all within reach, guys. It's all within reach, man. And I just want to let you guys know that you're way more than capable of what you think. And I want you guys to unlock this mentality today. Write down your goals, break it step by step. Put yourself in an environment, whether you can't leave the city, state, you can't leave your hometown for whatever the case may be. Guess what? You change your circle. Surround yourself with people that are on the same mission as you, same goals, same vision. But yeah, if you guys got value out of this video, feel free to give it a like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you haven't already. It's your boy Forever Jew, and we're signing out.